Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. We've been dominating in baseball, and let me show you how exactly we did yesterday, 5 in one day. And I'm going to give you guys a very strong parlay today if you stick around to watch this video. So very quickly, let me show you the receipts. Yesterday, I gave this one away for free. If you were on my YouTube, you would have saw this. I gave away Bo Bichette to get one hit and Bobby Witt Jr. to get one hit. You can see right there, both of them actually got 2 hits. I don't care about that. All we needed them was to get 1 hit. Then I have to go look at this on why I only got paid out $14. I should have got paid out at least $25 or $30. So I got to go see why that happened. But this, you can see, was a win. It was on some under RBIs. Jackson Chiriot, I put into the VIP. That got a hit. The Blue Jays, I actually gave away on the video yesterday. So if you would have watched that video, you would have got this for free. If you're missing out on these free plays, make sure you click on the link in the description and click on free plays. And this one was a part of the Discord. We're also starting now to add the Discord plays inside the VIP. So check out the VIP. This was thrown out for the VIP members inside the Discord. So again, guys, a very solid 5 in one day. I'm going to hook you guys up with a very strong parlay for today. Check this out. So 5 prop plays were already posted inside the VIP. So check us out for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. That link is in the description. And also, like I said, don't snooze on the free picks. And make sure you subscribe. So how do we do this? This is the way I'm doing it. We have something called the Sharp Edge. The link is in the description for that tool. Basically gives you the breakdown of the games that we think are very solid already. So then this is a full breakdown of those games. So, for example, I'm going to give you the 2 teams that I really like, and then I'm going to just quickly go over the other teams that I'm going to skip because there was a lot of contradictions. So I'm not going to get into too much detail today. I'll just tell you right here, for example, the Reds, they started at a 235. They're currently sitting at a 290, a minus 290. You can see how much green money is coming in. The bets and the money is coming in heavily on the Reds. That's a 66-point juice move, which is dramatic. 92% of the bets are coming in on the Reds. 98% of the money is coming in on the Reds. So not only is the sharp money coming in, the public money is also coming in. This is the only little thing I don't like. The Reds and the Rockies, they basically have the same OPS, meaning on-base percentage. Very similar. Also, another thing, overall in the last 10, the Reds only have a 4 and 6 covering spreads, meaning they've only covered a spread 4 times in the last 10 games. Also, this guy Zinger, he's pretty much 50-50, 7 wins, 7 losses, 4.32 ERA. However, compare that to this guy, Blalock, 12.94 ERA. That's one of the worst ERAs I've seen this season. Rockies are horrible. Plus, with this pitcher, they're going to be even more horrible. So as you can see right here, it says disaster level. WHIP is 2.06, meaning he walks 2 pitches per inning, which is very, very bad. Now you compare that to Zinger. Zinger is much better, 4.32 ERA, and the WHIP is acceptable. Overall, the bullpen is better for the Reds as well. So think about this. Starting pitcher is stronger, bullpen is stronger, and batting is stronger as well. Overall, you can see the projections say that the Reds should win this game by 1.5 runs. Like I said, I don't trust them to win by 1.5 runs, especially being that they've only covered the spread 4 times in the last 10. Also, this batting in the 9th, it says that the Reds should not be batting in the 9th, meaning that they should be winning the game, according to the books. Also, it says 71% chance that the Reds will win this game. So that's going to be the first leg of this parlay. It's going to be the Reds money line. If you haven't done so, guys, make sure you subscribe. I give a lot of value. Also, check out the links in the description for the free picks, VIP, and the Discord especially. All right, I'm not going to get into all the contradictions here. There is a lot, but overall, I was looking at the Guardians to beat the White Sox. However, there's a lot of contradictions. Like I said, I'm not going to get into all the details. There's a lot, but overall, the best thing I did see is that the OPS, meaning on-base percentage for the Guardians, is much better than the White Sox. However, the pitcher is better over here for Burke. Or actually, they're very similar, but Burke actually is a little bit more decent than BB. So overall, bullpen is strong, pitching is stronger. However, like I said, I don't trust them to cover the spread. You can see how close the projections have it at a 4.6 to a 4.1. There's no clear indications except for that also that the White Sox should be batting in the 9th. I don't trust it enough. I don't trust the Guardians enough to take this. However, it was a very strong look, 66% chance, 68% chance that the Guardians are going to win. I'm skipping it. Like I said, I'm not going to get into all the details, but I'm skipping it. I've said in the past that I'm skipping a certain game and then they end up winning, but you guys can take it for what it is. I'm skipping it. The other game I was looking at heavily was the Phillies versus the Padres. Everything was looking decent towards the Phillies, but the line move is actually shifting in the wrong direction. There's a lot of contradictions, especially in the batting. You can see how much the batting is better or overall decent for the Padres. And then Wheeler is actually much better than Darvish. However, again, there's a lot of contradictions. And look how close. If you're looking at the overall picture, why, if the pitcher is that much better, why is the Phillies and the Padres almost very similar projections to pretty much barely win? It does say heavily juiced for the Padres to be batting in the ninth. What that means is that the books think they're going to be losing the game. Overall, I don't trust it. There's a lot of other contradictions. I'm going to leave it alone. The next game I'm going with for actually the second leg of the parlay. First leg of this was the Reds, so that's going to be my first leg for the one parlay. The second leg is going to be in this game right here, the Nationals versus the Brewers. Overall, the Brewers are favored to win minus 250. You can see the line did shift a little bit from a minus 260 to a 250, so that's actually going against them. It's not in their favor. But that's only one little sign that's pointing towards the Nationals. I've already explained this a lot, where when a certain team or a certain game gets to a certain level, like a minus 250 or above, minus 300 and all that stuff, the line actually starts shifting in the opposite direction because the public money starts buying it back because there's already enough value of a risk on the other side. So that's what's happening here. The Brewers do have 91% of the bets, 94% of the money. Overall, you can see the Brewers do have a little bit of a better OPS. The Nationals are one of the worst. They're actually second worst for batting OPS right now compared to the Brewers, which are 19th. Overall, this is lopsided. Look at the overall picture, 3 of 7 in the last 10 for the Nationals. And then the Brewers are actually the reversed. They're 7-3, covering spreads, in excellent form. Now, this is a very small sample size for the pitchers, but look at Woodruff. He's at a 1.50 ERA. Compare that to this guy, Agasawa. I think that's how you pronounce it. 13.5 ERA. That is actually very, very bad, almost as bad as the Rockies pitcher that I already talked about. So it says right here, obviously, it's a natural disaster. So, again, that's a very small sample size because they're both only one game in. But overall, that's when you start looking at the bullpen and the batting. So the bullpen is actually better. That means their relievers are twice as good for the Milwaukee Brewers, and the batting is much better as well. So again, the starting pitchers are going to be garbage, but then the bullpen is better for the Brewers and the batting is better for the Brewers. Projections do show that the Brewers should be winning the game by 2 runs. Also, if you see that, I know it's hard to see, but if you look at this little right under the names, you can see it's 4 little circles are red. Over here is 5 circles are green. What that means is that they've covered the spread 5 straight times in the last 5 games. So the parlay I'm going with, guys, is going to be the Brewers money line and the Reds money line. I was able to get this at a minus 111. The other thing you can do, if you don't want to parlay these, you can do a -1 on each game. All right, guys. So once again, if you like this sort of information, make sure you check out the link in the description for the free picks. Also, check us out for 1 day or 1 week or 1 month for the VIP, so you can get the other 5 batters. And if you don't want to even do that right now, you can just get the free picks and check us out for the free stuff. So again, it's the Reds money line, Brewers money line. Let's get this money.